Well, greetings, mein Pfeifenfreunds. Ich heiße Walter Franz. Wie heißt du? Alles klar mit Ihnen? Sehr gut. Well, I greet you on a beautiful, kind of a little bit of a hazy, overcast day. And I am enjoying, of course, a pipe. And you're probably wondering, this is a pipe. I don't think I've had this in my collection for a long time. It is a Danish freehand. I love this pipe. This is one of my original, well, one of my earlier Danish freehands. This looked like the Danish freehand that used to be on the velvet pipe tobacco tin. Maybe some of you remember that. Very similar to that style of pipe, a Danish freehand. I've always loved Danish freehands. And I know many of you also love them as well. The music in the background, do you remember, or do you recognize Johannes Brahms? I think this is his second symphony. One of my favorite works by Brahms. Well, I am smoking, I gotta be honest with you, I am smoking something that I haven't smoked in probably over a couple of years. W.O. Larson's Signature Blend. It is delicious. I'm kind of doing a Danish, kind of gotten in a Danish mood lately, you know? I don't know what it is, but I just love the Danish pipes, Danish tobaccos. But anyway, I just wanted to get on here. I have a very special box opening that comes to me from one of our Pfeifenfreunds and presenters on YouTube. And I'm just gonna show you the box safely. But this is from Tanja. Lieb Pfeife, I think is her YouTube channel. Man, I haven't smoked W.O. Larson in quite a while. But it is truly a very sweet tobacco. It is a Cavendish, no doubt about it. In fact, the very first time I was able to purchase this and open it up, it reminded me of the earlier tobaccos, pipe tobaccos that my brother would bring home with him. He was a big Cavendish guy. So it just takes me back almost to my childhood. It has a fruit cake kind of a flavor to it, and it is a sweet tobacco, and it's very flavorful. You actually can, if you have a fairly clean palate, you can really taste a lot of those sweet fruitcake flavors from W.O. Larson. So if you haven't tried it, now it does tend to burn a little bit. It's a little bit hot, but it's one of those tobaccos that I kind of say, well, because of the flavor, I can tolerate some of the spiciness that comes with it. But it is definitely a full mouth flavor. Your taste buds will certainly be rejoicing. Okay, so I wanted to open this box. I just got it yesterday, in fact. I just came in the post yesterday. I had got a message from Tanja. Gosh, it probably sounds like a month or so ago, maybe even 2 months. That's the problem with international post. It just takes forever and ever. So I knew that this was coming, and it finally arrived yesterday. I was like, yay! And I'm afraid that there's a whole bunch of goodies in here. This thing is dense. It's dense. You know, this looks like a wonderful box opening, and I wanted to share it with you. But first, again, to some of the people out there that love Danish freehands, one comment, which I think is an accurate one, came from Sutter, Cynthia and Susan, star of stage, screen, and TV, or at least YouTube. They said, do you get gurgles in your Danish freehands? And the answer is sadly yes, but again, we just take care of that. I can already sense that what happens is that once it starts to cool, the condensation, that's when it really starts. So I'm just gonna nip it in the bud before we even get started here. Yeah, that'll learn it. That'll learn it. Yeah. And it's a nice, cool, dry smoking experience there in a Danish freehand. This is a Bjorn, again from Denmark. I don't know when the last time I smoked this pipe. It could have been 20 years ago, I think. But it had kind of a chocolatey essence to it when I picked it up and smelled the bowl. So it's kind of a sweet aromatic tobacco. Okay, that being said, a survey says, where is a knife or something? Arr. Still waiting for my kilt. Yeah, I told you guys I was going to be getting a kilt and all the stuff that goes with it. And I already have a couple of skin-doos. This is not a skin-do, of course. But still looking for that from the Highland Kilt Company. Yeah, it's been a few weeks, so you know I am patient. But again, I wish that would be a little bit more expedient when it gets here. But that's okay. I can be patient. Okay, so here we go. Again, I'm going to open this wonderful gift here. Again, Tanya, thank you. I wish, you know, again, I feel a little self-conscious when people send me things. And it's not that I don't like them, but I don't feel like I really merit any kind of attention like this, but it is welcomed. I will say that. So thank you. Almost cut an artery there, folks. Old femoral artery. Well, thank you, Tanya. Right off the top here, we have, I think it is, an unopened tin of one of my favorites. That's right, folks, Ceylon Black. I like this. Thank you so much, Tanya. Brand new tin. I can't thank you enough. This is easily one of my top 5 favorites. Definitely in my top 10, no doubt about it. So thank you. Thank you. And, all right, I don't know what's going on here, but there's another one. One of my top 10s, definitely Sunset Breeze. Yep, she's a good girl. Sunset Breeze, I would say, because it is an aromatic, is similar to W.O. Larson Signature Blend, but this does not have quite the same, a little bit of tongue bite that I get with the Larson. But Sunset Breeze is definitely, if you haven't tried Sunset Breeze or Ceylon's Black, let me encourage you to go forthwith to your favorite tobacco store, and if you can't find it there, at least order some online. Yeah, I don't think I have any problems finding Sunset Breeze. Again, an unopened tin of Sunset Breeze, brand spanking new. And, aha! Oh! Is this a Samuel Gawith blend here? This is called Mixture Old England Real British Style. Ooh, now this looks amazing. GDB. Okay. So this is also in an unopened tin. And I tell you what, I am very tempted to fire some of this stuff up. This is a very special gift, and I'm a little hesitant just to rip it open right now and get started on it, but I am very seriously thinking about later this evening trying some. So thank you so much, Tanya. Again, you know, it's interesting. These three tobaccos, this is clearly an aromatic, this is an English, and this, I would say, is kind of a hybrid. So if you kind of new to the hobby of pipe smoking, you know, a lot of us start off, I mean, now there are some people that go just the opposite way. They start off from the English and maybe work their way to, you know, aromatics. But if you're somebody who starts off with an aromatic, and again, aromatics can be very good. They do tend to burn a little on the hot side. You get some tongue bite. With the exception of Boswell tobaccos, I have yet to have an aromatic Boswell tobacco that's ever given me any tongue bite whatsoever. You know, I've said this about Boswell tobaccos, and I'll continue to say this. They stay very, very. They have a long shelf life, I guess, especially if you cellar them correctly. The problem, okay, these two tins, you can probably cellar these for a number of years without any problem. Once you open them, the vacuum seal's gone. So then it's a matter of time. It's a time element. Problem with Silims is that they're not vacuum packed, even though this is a brand new. Oh, well, you can even tell that's brand new. There's some more, you can feel just a little right about a moisture in that. And but once you crack the seal, well, actually, again, I had several of these that I left them, cellared them, and I brought them out 3 years later. And I have to say, they wouldn't say they were bad, or but they were a bit on the dry side. So anyway, oh man, ooh, wow, I'm getting some raspberry overtones now. Like I said, fruitcake. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. See, right now, I guess the reason why I'm kind of sensitive to raspberries and blackberries and cherries is because it's my clock that I got in Deutschland many years ago. It's a beautiful black woods clock, and I love it. Okay, 2 Uhr. So anyway, because of, I wanted to put a shout out to a couple people. Again, Tanya, thank you so much for your kindness. Your gift was most appreciative, and tried to send you a little thank you gift as well. Hope that's okay. If there's something, in fact, Tanya, if you're watching this, if there's something that you would like me to send you, please don't hesitate. Send me a PM and I'll see what I can do, okay? Promise. I'm going to put a shout out to the gentleman scholar, Gary Portier. He's now, I guess he's converting to Mormonism, I think. He will convert, I think, as soon as he finds a pipe-smoking Mormon pipe club to join. And then I think he'll be doing that soon. That is if he ever gets out of Salt Lake City. I don't know. He was in Salt Lake City and he was looking for the famous church there in Salt Lake. I think he called it Barnes and Noble. So anyway, just kidding. Didn't mean to be offensive to anybody. Wasn't trying to be. Just being a little cheeky as I am. But Gary, our man about town, sends periodic updates and reports on his interesting travels. He's kind of like the Huell Hauser of the YouTube pipe community. Raspberries, blackberries, blueberries. Ooh. So, and the other person I want to put a shout out to is Per Ola, my friend in Sweden, and we share a common link in the LCHF, low carb, high fat community. We're both big fans of Dr. Andreas Unfeld. I just love this guy. If you ever get a chance to see this magnificent guy, he's a doctor, and LCHF, low carb, high fat. It's sort of a variation on paleo diet, primal blueprint diet, the Whole30 diet. It's all low carb, and high fat, and it's an amazing diet. And I've been now back on this diet per se for the last 3 or 4 weeks, and noticed some really exciting results. Probably one of the most famous and best loved concertos for guitar. But the one thing you have to really start focusing in on, if you're trying to find an answer to, a lot of us I think suffer from this one thing. It's called metabolic syndrome. And let me move up here a little bit closer. And the problem is that metabolic syndrome is something that we're probably unaware of. At least I have been unaware of it for most of my adult life, wondering why I suffered from things like IBS, weight gain, obesity, trying to, feeling tired and sluggish all the time, having these over-the-top cravings for all sorts of things, why I would eat these copious amounts of food and still feel hungry, an hour later. That's incredible. And just having bad health. My skin completely would be broken out. I mean, I don't have the greatest skin, and I never will, but it's 80% better than what it was even a year ago. I mean, I look back on some of my other videos and I got red, inflamed splotches and infections, and even one person was honest enough to tell me that they found my appearance to be disgusting with all my outbreaks of my skin. They thought I was it was one of those few troll videos where are comments that I was taken aback. I couldn't believe somebody would be that hostile. But anyway, God bless them anyway. But anyway, I do remember some of those videos, and yeah, my skin was broken out, and this is terrible. Boy, that is really flavorful. Oh, look, the sun's coming out. But again, suffering. Oh, and arthritis in my hands. Oh man. So the bottom line is that once I began to kind of look into the diet and the fitness thing, and I began to realize that, you know, you know what, the one thing that got my attention about 2.5 years ago was a statement by Hippocrates, which basically said, "Let food be thy medicine." Let food be thy medicine. And again, and this ties in with good holistic, I think, Christian practice. My personal opinion on that. I think God wants us to be healthy. Now, again, I know some people will say, well, how can you talk about that and smoke a pipe? Well, you know, again, we're not, I guess if I was constantly, and I know some people who are clearly addicted to tobacco, and they're constantly smoking, you know, chain smoking either cigarettes or pipes or what have you, or maybe they're into, you know, chewing tobaccos, things of that nature. Never heard anybody being addicted to snus. Never heard of that. I'm sure there's some people that may be addicted to snus, but I've never heard of that. I mean, it's a possibility. But like, for example, this is pipe I probably had last 10 days. This is one pipe, one day, you know, 10 days ago.
That was the wedding march from August.
Yeah, I heard somebody, yeah, I'll get it later. Somebody pinged me.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us for classical.
So, you know, again, some people might say, well, that seems hypocritical. Here you are talking about smoking a pipe and talking about health issues. I mean, it's really incongruent. You know, well, again, even people in the paleo, low-fat, high-carb community, you know, are going to talk about an occasional indulgence, whether it's, you know, dark chocolate for those that can imbibe a glass of red wine. But again, these are occasional little treats. They're not daily things. And one of the things, again, getting back to the why I'm kind of excited about this beautiful tobacco here today, and I think I'm able to really appreciate it because, again, it goes back to the diet. Some of the fruits that you can have are berries, blackberries, cherries, blueberries, strawberries, raspberries. Those are low glycemic fruits, and occasionally there's nothing wrong with that, and you can enjoy those, especially with some, you know, heavy cream. Ooh, that's a delicious treat, by the way. Right now I'm doing the Whole30, and there's no dairy on that, so I've got another 12, 13 days to go on that. But again, metabolic syndrome is what we're talking about. And if you want to learn more about what that is, you can certainly go online. That's one thing I do love about YouTube, is it's like a classroom. It's the world's classroom in so many ways. You know, you can find out just about any subject you want to learn more about, and there are videos. Now, granted, not everybody is a true expert, and a lot of people are just giving their own personal endorsements. But you do find some real experts out there that really know what they're talking about. At least they can present accurately what it is you're looking for. So, anyway, I think the reason why I like the berries, the berries and the fruitness in this, is because, you know, I haven't really been eating a lot of. Okay, here's the thing, and I have, you know, today, let's see, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. My last meal was yesterday at 5 o'clock, so that's almost what, 21, 22 hours. I'm not super hungry. I've had 2 cups of coffee. I went for a 2.5 mile walk. I'd like to go for a 2-mile run if I could today, but I've got to work on a project, and I'm really behind the gun there. But I needed to make this video. I wanted to make this video for Tanja and others, so that's why I'm doing this now, because I have the time to do it, because today's my day off, so I get a chance to indulge in certain personal things that I like to do, my little avocation, thepipedoctor.com. But anyway, but I guess that's the thing that I was becoming aware of, is this thing called metabolic syndrome. And basically metabolic syndrome is when you, and again, a couple of months ago, I was reaching back in my old habits of, eating quick, high carbs, processed food, even occasional junk food, and lots of sugar, lots of sugary things. So, I gained almost 20 pounds. No surprise there. So this time, I'm trying to really listen now to the old body here, and it is old. But trying to, again, I used to be a grazer. I used to eat all day long, snacks. Now I'd probably wait till about noon. I wasn't a real big breakfast person. So when I would have my first meal, I would just gorge. I would gorge, and it would probably be either a fast food type meal or a big, sandwich, lots of bread. I do the sweets and the desserts when I was doing those later at night. That's not good, So again, my whole goal since the 20th of April has been to eat basically one meal a day, one good healthy meal a day. It starts off with a big 6 cups of leafy green vegetables. And then I have just a protein source that does have some fat. And a big thing of water. And then I follow that up maybe an hour or two later with a big hot hot cup of green tea. And I'll be honest, do I feel a little bit peckish, around 9 o'clock, which was normally my habit of starting to eat snacks, watching a TV show, whether it was a YouTube thing or, watching the final episode of Mad Men. I don't know what people have watched that and what they think of it. I won't talk about that now. But anyway, just saying that just being completely re-educated and learning about what metabolic syndrome is, I said, oh my gosh, that I have that. So it takes a while when people come to LCHF or the Primal Blueprint or the Paleo Diet. Some people, and this is the other thing, people have to be really patient with themselves and not think, well, why am I not losing the weight? I mean, let's say you have 60 pounds or 100 pounds or more. It's not going to come off overnight. It just isn't. And that was one of the things that I had to really face when I lost a lot of that weight last year and a half, 2 years ago, is because it just, it took time. It took a lot of patience. It took trial and error. There's lots of trial and error in this whole thing. You're an experiment of one. But I'm saying what's nice is there's so much good information out there now that I don't think you have lots of resources. So what I would encourage you to do is, check out thedietdoctor.com. Check out, Mark Sisson, Mark's Daily Apple. Check out some of the works by Dr. Lauren Cordain. Check out Rob Wolf. Check out there's just a whole bunch of really good people out there that have tried this, new way of eating, not a diet per se, but a new way of a new lifestyle. And again, it's not magic. It's not gonna take away all your problems. It's not gonna make you, it won't solve all of life's problems, but it will give you a chance, I think, to reverse some of this thing called metabolic syndrome, metabolic damage, and begin to gain some health back. Whereas before you've had problems, with, say, hypertension, type 2 diabetes kind of issues, all that stuff. If you give it a chance, now again, it's not, doesn't have its challenges. It does. I think that's something that needs to be honestly, said, because you have to learn. You have to learn to listen to your body. You have to do that, and sometimes it's going to talk to you. And just like anything, anytime we have a conversation with other friends, co-workers, family members, sometimes the conversations aren't the most pleasant. But if you listen and you kind of readapt yourself, you can find a trade-off, and this is probably what I would say, and I'm going to shut up after this, is, there's a trade-off. I think most of us enjoy eating. I know I do. I still love, breads and cookies and cakes. I mean, I'm probably always going to have that, but I don't like it when I had that craving for that stuff, and it feels like more like an addiction. To be honest with you, I think I have more belief. This is the truth. I have more of an addiction when it's kind of active, and it's scary. If I start eating fast food, and I do that for, say, a few days during the week, because I'm not being vigilant, I'm being lazy, or I'm being irresponsible, and I eat a couple of hamburgers, fast food hamburgers. Oh, they taste good, let me tell you. And then within a few days, I feel like I get hooked, because then I want more of it. As opposed to saying a pipe where, I'll smoke this pipe and I'll enjoy it, and I'll put it down maybe for another 5-10 days, maybe 2 weeks, maybe 2 months, I don't have the same hankering. I mean, that real deep down to the bone, I want to have it. I got to have it. Whereas this is an enjoyment that I do periodically enjoy from time to time. And it's an interesting little hobby. There's the aesthetic value. I wish this was polished. This would be absolutely gorgeous polished. So, that's all I need to share with you today. Again, thanks to Tanya for the wonderful box opening, wonderful gifts of tobacco. Blessings to you, and to everyone who says hi periodically. I hope you're having a great day wherever you're at, and we'll talk to you soon. Light up your world and light up your pipe there. See you now.